5-color control deck. It's like almost a 5-color ramp deck. It's based around the shell of a BANT deck, basically. You know, it has your full set of Huntmasters and Thrag Tusks, Farseeks, and a fair number of Sphinx's Revelations.
Right, 3 of those, yep.
Yep, then it has Chromatic Lantern, Lingering Souls, and a ton of 1-ofs.
Is this Bantern control? Is that what we should call it?
Ooh,
Chromatic
I like
Bantern?
That. Bantern.
It's Banter. I mean, it's Bant Lantern.
We're getting a no. We're getting a no. He's not going to type it. He's not going to. Okay.
5-color what?
Oh.
He calls it 5-color ramp.
He calls it 5-color ramp. We should call it Bantern. I like that way more. If he calls it that, then we'll have to call it that. So Ali,
playful Bantern.
I was reading earlier in the day. Ali, I asked him about this matchup. I said, you know, I looked at this and I said, hey, is your black, green, red zombies matchup actually that good? And he said, I don't know, I've beaten it 3 times. I said, well, what happens if they just play 1-drop? I said, oh, I'm going to lose if they do that. But so by his own admission, it's not ideal. But yet here he is in top 8, playing against. He's going to get that test again.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna see. I mean, he's so funny. Like I saw him earlier, and I'm like, "Are you still EXO?" And he went, "Yeah." I'm like, "You look so disappointed. Like you should be doing better." He's like, "I don't know." So,
yeah,
I don't know why he comes off so disappointed with an EXO record.
Yeah,
like how much better could it be? But yeah, he's beat aggro decks all day long, all aggro decks.
So we'll probably talk about a little bit of the distinctions in the different zombies decks that we have. Joel Paradee's zombie decks, most of them are fairly standard, similar to our GP winners of the last 2 weeks. Joel has 2 Rakdos Cacklers in his deck and 2 Bloodthorn Vampires. He doesn't have any steal effects in the main or Blood Artists. He's just playing them for good value. And
Ali on, I believe, 6.
Joel, member on the play by virtue of having the better record.
Yeah.
Seeding going into and better record going into the top 8 here. So no 1-drop by Paradee. That's good for Ali. As I said, the 1-drop hands are the ones he can't beat.
2-drop, though, in the form of Knight of Infamy.
Right, the Cavern likely set to zombies here. We'll get a confirmation on that. Ali with a great draw. Probably one of the most important cards for him in this matchup, well, outside of Thragtusk, of course, would be Farseek.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're going to see that here, yeah.
Now that the Cavern is actually set to Dragon. So, suggesting Thundermaw Hellkite, which is a 2-of in Paradee's deck, will be in his hand. So, Ali resolving a Farseek.
Yes. And gets a Hallowed Fountain. He's got all his colors but red.
Right. First Blood goes to Joel Paradee. Ali now at 17 life on the swing from Knight of Infamy.
And Joel plays Blood Crypt untapped. So I believe we're going to see something here. And that doesn't work if that name is Dragon. Yes, and that's exactly what Ali just pointed out.
Wow. So, he was going for Geralf's Messenger on 3. He missed the fact that he had to set his Cavern to Dragon, so he can't do that. Possibly means he didn't want to play the Blood Crypt untapped. So we'll see what other plays he has.
Ali's deck isn't the kind that's going to punish him for that 2 damage too much. I mean, it's still relevant, but not as relevant as it could be against, say the mirror.
And
match.
Joel has no plays. That's huge.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah, remember Ali's deck actually with no counter spells, so it's not like the Cavern. With double red, there's no need to name to put the dragon on there. So, Huntmaster of the Fells now down for Ali Aintrazi, and I have to after 3 turns on the draw against zombies, he has to really like where he stands.
Sure, he's got all his colors. I knew he had the Rootbound Crag in hand there, so he got a Hallowed Fountain off of that Farseek last turn and follows it up with a Rootbound Crag, comes into play untapped because of the Temple Garden, and is able to land the Huntmaster of the Fells, which is going to probably put the brakes on that Knight and also just gain him 2 more life.
So he's at +1 land due to Farseek. The Huntmaster will effectively end the ground game for Joel. What Joel's deck does do really well is play a lot of haste creatures or creatures that are pseudo burn spells. That's going to be Joel's new way to try to. That's going to have to be his route to winning the game at this point. The problem is 17 is a fairly big number to get there from the flyers plus burn spells.
I think is he at 19? Because I thought he got hit once with the Knight, right?
Yeah, so he should be. Yeah, sorry, he's at 19 off the 2 life gained from Huntmaster.
Yeah.
So yeah, now he'll be back at 17. Messenger hits the turntable, but a turn late. So Paradee still with a full grip of cards. So when you're Ollie, you have to kind of imagine what would those cards be. Clearly, I think one's a Thundermaw Hellkite.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much bet on that. Yeah.
There's probably one kill spell. Joel's, it's fine because Joel can use that kill spell during Ollie's upkeep if Ollie tries to flip the Huntmaster.
Sure.
I might think another Geralf's Messenger.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Geralf clearly need to send a message, sending many messengers.
It looks like Ollie's gonna. He's thinking about attacking there. And
so what Ollie needs to do, I know now that he has his land set up, he just needs to really survive the game. You know, he just needs to survive until he starts hitting lots of Thrag Tusks, or until he can get into his later game. He does have another Huntmaster in hand. He has Gisela as well, and
there comes the wolves. Well, a wolf and a Huntmaster, which is like a wolf.
The Huntmaster attack here is pretty interesting, and I think pretty heads up by Ollie. He actually can race pretty well in this matchup, or from this board state. And on top of that, just trading creatures is not necessarily a bad thing for him.
Yeah, he wants this game to go late anyway. So any way to kind of, if he wants to trade creatures, like that's fine.
And Joel takes.
Joel takes it. So Huntmaster number 2 from Ollie.
No real sweeper in Paradee's deck, so this is going to be very hard for him to get through.
Yeah, Sever the Bloodline would be pretty nice, but that's not in the 75. Right.
Yeah, Paradee, remember, we said had to draw creatures or pseudo burn spells. The issue is that Huntmaster is so good against that kind of strategy. You know, Hell Rider here, very, very inefficient. Burn spells here, pretty inefficient.
Yeah, Joel's got, Ollie's really just got the ground gummed up entirely, and Joel's got to find a way to get through it. So, Pillar for the tapped Huntmaster, interesting.
Yeah,
he's tragic.
Okay, so he's killing them both. It probably doesn't really matter.
No, if he hadn't followed up with Tragic Slip, I would have wondered.
Yeah, but he'll swing for 4 with Messenger. Ollie will probably have to take. He's debating whether he wants to chump block that, but probably not. Ollie can contemplate racing, and he drops to 15.
Yeah, not unreasonable. He's healthy here. A little bite from a zombie's not gonna.
Joe would love to
add
another threat, but he's unable to do so. All right, tap out. And is this going to be if this is the 5-3? That's pretty big game.
He's thinking about it.
Maybe. Well, I mean, there's nothing. If it's Thrag Tusk, I don't know if there's anything to think about.
Sure.
Here.
He's definitely thinking about something because he just tapped 5 and untapped.
Yeah, if you have 5 is Curse of Death's Hold.
So that was what he was thinking about.
And so Curse of Death's Hold down, and Ollie, I want to say something like he does have, and he does with the Tusk in hand, which he does have.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he's safe. He's pretty safe. That Geralf's Messenger is kind of embarrassing.
Joel at 10. Remember, he does have Thundermaw Hellkite, or presumably has Thundermaw Hellkite in hand. And that attack will only put Ollie down to 9. Ollie with Thragtusk, I think he's in the clear this game.
Certainly in the driver's seat. Joel plays Swamp.
Yeah. So, running down, we didn't actually run down through much of our top 8 here. So as you're seeing right now is Ali Aintrazi versus Joel Paradee. They were the 2 last undefeated players in the tournament, now playing in top 8. Your other matchups, you have Paul Longo and Patrick Schiffett, Black Red Zombies versus Naya Midrange. Lyle Rolfs and Cedric Williamson, Black Red Zombies, Jund Midrange. And we'll come to that matchup when this one finishes. And the last one is Andrew Davis versus Danny Goldstein, which is Blue White Flash versus Black Red Zombies.
Now, Joel didn't play his Hellkite there, if he has a Hellkite, which we assume he does because he named Dragon off of the cavern.
We've got to have something. I can't picture anything else that he would have.
Exactly, and then I'm even wondering, like, why not play Hellkite there? Even if it's a 4/4, you know, it's still a guy you want to attack, right?
Messenger's gonna. I mean, I think it means he doesn't have one. I can't see.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, wolves come over. Geralf Messenger gets in front of one of them.
They trade.
Undies, yeah.
Yeah, but now Thragtusk just is helping set this game further back for Ollie.
Yeah, and
further back for Joel.
Setting things up for Ollie.
For Ollie to get this one. Like I said, he's been having a great Zombies matchup all day. And so far, he's really capitalized on some tempo loss by Joel, and cursed Thragtusk. With Thragtusk and 2 Huntmasters, it's pretty hard for Zombies to win through all that.
Huntmaster seems so good against these zombie stacks, and especially if you have double Huntmaster like Ali had.
Right, it's a really good card. The danger with it is that it needs a follow-up. You know, the Huntmaster won't beat zombies, but it's the Huntmaster with, once Thragtusk is there, then it will. And second Curse of Death's Hold down for Joel.
Yeah, and
Or
that's
for
just
Ali,
gonna,
that's Joel.
it just blanks Joel's deck for the most part.
Yeah, the second one's really backbreaking.
You know, who wants a 5 mana 3/3?
Yeah, Joel.
Thundermaw Hell.
Yeah, Joel down to 3. I mean, there's not much he can do here. Ali had a very healthy 18.
Joel draws his card, and I would love to know what's in his hand.
Yeah, I don't, you know, maybe burn spells. It was never really a great time to use some of them. Yeah, I mean, it could be cards that just come down in the Read of the Hellkite, which are just dead to Curse of Death's Hold.
Yeah, now he's in a situation where so many of his cards are just dead.
And another Thragtusk drawn by Ali.
Geez. So that's a 3/3 that's going to get in front of the Thragtusk.
Yep.
And
yeah, that'll be
leave
fine.
a beast.
It's another
yeah,
lethal creature. It's a beast.
Fine with that. Yeah. At this point, Joel's just trying to.
See, Ali, I believe, has a beast token somewhere. I hope. Yeah, he's gonna. Yep, there you
There it is. Okay. And I'll play another Thragtusk.
So it goes up to 23. Now, you know, ending the game at over 20 life against zombies, pretty good. Yeah, and that gets the concession from Joel Paradee. So Aintrazi takes the first game, 1-0.
Just over 9 minutes, and
yeah, we did notice, and thank you for those of you online who caught this. Pillar into Tragic Slip actually doesn't work. We did, I believe the table judge actually did miss that, and probably missed that here in the booth too. I don't think it affects the outcome of the game, but it's probably something we will send over to the judges as a note that both players probably receive, you know, as a warning for that. Morbid needs a creature to die, which means hits the graveyard to activate that, which Pillar does not work for. So yes, he did Pillar into Tragic
so
Slip.
maybe Ali would have taken that game in 7 minutes instead of 9.
Right.
I think if.
All right. Well, anyway, we are in the middle of our top 8 match, so we're
Yes,
going to bring
we
you back
are.
into the booth.
Hi guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna let you go ahead and talk.
Oh, okay. So, for those of you who've watched maybe a Star City Games Open before, and thank you for joining us in the top 8. We have a nice thing we do in appreciation for you guys during the top 8, 4, and finals of our opens, and that is we ask a trivia question with increasingly better prizes. The first one we're going to ask is going to be the winner will receive 3 months free of Star City Premium.
Yeah.
So how do you win this fabulous prize? Well, you must put this hashtag SCG Premium on your tweet. It's a Twitter account. You can put anything else on it. You can put SCG Live, you can put SCG Baltimore, you can put one of our names on it, but it will not be counted unless it has the SCG Premium hashtag on it.
So we're gonna ask you a question, and one random correct answer with the hashtag SCG Premium will win 3 months of SCG Premium. So.
Joey is gonna lead us out here. What do we have?
So I thought I'd give you guys a softball.
All right, so this is for 3 months. So
it's based on the way that game went. It may be slightly more difficult than it could have been. It could have been easier.
Okay, well now I'm intrigued.
But we'll say, okay, so Ali Aintrazi obviously playing a multicolor deck here.
Yep.
5 colors. So for 3 months of SCG Premium, what 3 mana artifact helps make Ali Aintrazi's 5-color control deck run?
Okay, so we're looking for a 3 mana artifact in Ali Aintrazi's 5-color deck.
Yeah, and you know, he doesn't need it because we didn't see it that game.
No, we didn't see it that game. I believe it's the only 3 mana artifact in his deck, so that's what we're looking for.
If you somehow find his deck list somewhere, that's a good lead.
Yeah, all right.
So
yeah, just go ahead and tweet that with the hashtag SCG Premium.
Yep. And so let's look at the sideboards here.
Sure. So we have Joe. We'll go ahead and bring you back into the match. We're gonna look through the sideboards here of the players. We have Joel Paradee over on the right. His sideboard he has a pair of Zealous Conscripts, which is probably one of the better weapons that he can use in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Just being able to take one of those big dudes and swing in with it, even connecting once, could put the game away. And of course, he's got options to potentially just permanently deal with something. So Zealous Conscript, steal something, sacrifice it to Falcon Wrath Aristocrat or Bloodthrone Vampire. Like, he's got ways to to deal with those.
Right. So, so that on the other sideboard, that's probably the most relevant card we see here. A lot of the other things, duress is a possibility, but actually a lot of Aintrazi's cards are creature spells. So duress runs the danger of missing. Were it appetite for brains, I think we would see it sided in here, but it's duress, it might be staying in the board. Other than that, that's probably all that Joel will be siding in. On Ali's side, this matchup gets significantly better for him. So winning game 1 is pretty relevant. Winning game not, but because Joel's going to be fighting uphill for both these remaining 2 games.
Yeah. 2 more, or he's already got 2 main deck Curse of Death hold. So he. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I saw Curse of Echoes and thought Curse of Death hold. I'm like, he's gonna bring in a 3rd one. Wait a second. That's Curse of Echoes.
So yeah, we've actually seen Ali sideboard this once before earlier today.
I missed that. So,
okay. So yeah, what he did in the matchup, and I believe I see no reason he wouldn't repeat it, is he'll side in the 2 Centaur Healers and the 2 Rocks Faith Menders and the Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the idea is that he may be board in Tragic Slip, maybe not. The idea is that he just wants to play kill spells and gain life in this matchup. A lot of his actually flashier cards, for example, he has Gisela, Gristlebrand, Nicol Bolas, Planeswalker. A lot of these I have to imagine come out in the matchup.
There's no reason to keep all of those in.
Yeah, he becomes more of a traditional just Bant deck.
Yeah, Bant plus, a couple other removals.
Yeah,
extra
a couple
colors
odd
for
choices.
some Bant that can play Abrupt Decay or Curse of Death Soul.
Yeah, we may even see Tragic Slips. He has a fair number of cards that don't do too much in the matchup. He has Rakdos's returns in the deck. That card's fairly unimpressive in the matchup.
Yeah. So if he cuts this Gisela, the Gristlebrand, the 2 Rakdos return, that's 4 cards there.
The Nicol
Bolas, that's 5. He can bring
we'll probably see, and that's easily for the Abrupt Decay and the 4 life gainers.
Right, exactly. So that's perfect right there. I mean, he may just stick with that. He could potentially cut. I don't even know if that's good.
He might not want Garruk's Primal Hunter. He may just want a Tragic Slip over that as well. That's something else I might see him do. But outside of that, yeah, he's just more removal, more life gain. He'll be better positioned in that situation.
Yeah, and again, Ali has been beating aggressive decks all day, and most of them have been black-red. So Ali seems to have this matchup kind of just by the throat. I mean, except for that final round where apparently he lost to it. It was black-red zombies that he played against then, right? It was versus Paul Longo.
When he played Ali earlier, you mean?
No. I mean, didn't you say he lost his final round?
Yes, he lost his final round to Paul Longo's Zombies deck.
And that one's slightly different. That's the.
That's still a traditional. It's a traditional Zombies deck.
Oh yeah. It's not far off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Trying to get all these lists.
And if Paul, the overall 1 seed, if he wins, Ali will get a chance to avenge that loss tomorrow morning. If both those 2 players win, they're on the same side of the bracket. So. All right. Remember, so Joel Paradee, his deck much better is. If he was on the play that game, it had a very slow start. Remember, he had tapped land into Night of Infamy, and then missing that 3-drop. So first, that's not a start that's going to win very many games. Joel's hoping for something a lot more explosive.
And that was rough because he named Dragon and then tried to play a Geralf's Messenger on turn 3. And
very interesting. He has a pair of Lingering Souls, a Rock's Faith Mender, and a Hunt Master of the Fells. As long as he has the White Source, which I believe he does. Okay, he's actually going to mulligan that. I think he only had 2 lands and just didn't like that idea.
I only saw one land.
There's only 1 land? Okay.
Just a Temple Garden, I
saw a Temple Garden and an Alchemist's Refuge, I believe.
Oh, maybe it was there. I missed that.
But that's actually an aggressive mulligan. That's a hand that a lot of players would keep in that situation. It has a lot of life gainers. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting the hand wrong.
If he only had, even with just 2 lands, I wonder if I would have considered mulliganing because it's if your opponent does get the kind of aggressive start that it's capable
with 2 lands, I think you can hit the turn 3 Lingering Souls, and then once Faith Mender is one of the cards you really want in the matchup. It's possible. It's a close one, but Ali, I mean, has been playing this matchup all day, and I wouldn't begin to doubt what he's doing right now.
Sure. So he's going to go to 6.
Yep.
It appears Joel kept a 7.
Yeah, I think. So Joel happy with his 7, and so I think Ali's going to make. He knows that he's going to need to have some early action. The interesting thing about Ali's deck is that he does not have many sweepers in the deck. He has 1 Detention Sphere in the deck and has no Supreme Verdict. So despite being, his sweepers are those 2 Curse of Death Souls we saw. There's 1 Terminus in the main, apologies. So, but that's really it. So it doesn't have a really great way to clean up the board when things go wrong. This hand, Faith Mender, double Chromatic Lantern, double land. That's probably keepable. Not great, but keepable.
And he does. He agrees with you. He keeps. Gravecrawler from Joel on turn 1, and Ali plays Sunpetal Grove tapped. Does not draw a land on turn 1.
Second Faithmender. So if he can survive until turn 4 and hit the Faithmender on curve, he'll have a very... I'll like where he is.
You like his chances, yeah. So Knight of Infamy comes down, makes the Gravecrawler a little more threatening, in for 3. Ali down to 17, and we're going to see Cavern likely next turn, unless he top decks a different land, and he does. It's a Sunpetal Grove. He's going to play that and pass
Now the danger is Knight of Infamy. The protection from white is pretty relevant against the keep that Ali's on.
Yeah.
Unless that's a tragic slip in his hand, which it might be. Yeah, I
look
believe
like
it is.
it.
So he can do that off the Chromatic Lantern that turn he plays it.
So he's going to next turn probably just go Cavern into Lantern into Tragic Slip.
Yep. So Ali now down to 13, and Joel follows up with Nighthawk. It's the second time I've seen Nighthawk come in a matchup where I really was did not expect to see it.
Yeah, me neither.
You know, the card doesn't... I've usually thought it was just a card for the mirror match.
So Ali plays Cavern. We don't know what he named, but plays Chromatic Lantern on 3.
It doesn't really matter what he names, actually, because Joel doesn't blow up artifacts.
Sure.
Joel doesn't counter spells, and Ali's lands all tap for any color.
Exactly.
So it doesn't actually do much right now. I mean, other than be a land.
And we have the Tragic Slip for the Knight of Infamy.
Excellent.
On Joel's attack. And that's going to knock Ali to 9 here.
Pretty dangerous territory. There aren't Brimstone. Remember, Joel's deck actually is very low on burn. It just has 4 Searing Spears.
And 2 pillars.
Which may not even still be in.
Yeah.
Especially once I've seen that he's boarded in Nighthawk, something I wasn't really expecting. My guess would be that he's boarded out the Pillar of Flames.
So apparently Cavern named Human.
Ah, I see.
He could have just named, you know...
I would have named something spicy.
Or something.
Yeah. Alright, second Nighthawk from Joel Paradee. Alright. Well, the thing is, the Nighthawks will be pretty decent here against Faithmenders. Well, maybe. The fact that Joel, just to answer a question he has to ask is, can Joel kill him next turn? He has to worry, you know, like Thundermaw Hellkite kills him from right now. But I don't know if he has a way around this, so he has to decide whether he wants to hedge by playing Lingering Souls or just go straight for the Faithmender attack. If you can play Faithmender and Joel has no answers, then you can play Faithmender next turn, another Faithmender swing, and then you're gaining 4, and you have some game. And that's the turn. Yep, dead to Thundermaw. Well, Joel missed his 4th land drop, so okay, apologies. Can't actually... the card he actually really wouldn't want to see would be Falconeth Aristocrat. That can blank the lifelink really well.
Yeah.
Block and, it would put him, you know, the cards like that, it would put him to 1. But yeah, Faithmender gives Ali a chance here. If Joel's deck doesn't produce right now, he can really fall behind.
Yeah, so he missed his 4th land drop and didn't play anything on 3. So if he's missed his land drop here again...
this represents Tragic Slip. It has to be. I can't think of another reason why you'd want to swing into the lifelinker.
Yeah, and Ali's thinking the same thing. But he's gonna force Joel to have it.
Yeah, Joel, he only takes 2.
Yeah, he's going to gain a couple of life from the lifelink, deal with the Gravecrawler, and take 2, or take 4 essentially. And it is Searing Spear, yeah. So
interestingly enough, Joel chooses that line over just swinging for 4 in the air and Searing Spear to the dome. Or what I might have liked. Oh my! And a drawn Detention Sphere from Ali on Aintrazi.
Second Chromatic Lantern from Ali, and then a Detention Sphere for both Nighthawks. So
yeah, it was interesting. In that situation was with that previous turn. Joel didn't just like maybe leave back a blocker for the Faithmender if he was really worried about it. But yeah, the Detention Sphere just brutally good.
Cackler unleashed from Joel.
Yeah. Now the joke here is that Ali has Faithmender in his hand. Now it's not going to gain life because if Joel can lead back Knight of Infamy. So Joel can still like lead back Knight of Infamy and wait to draw a flyer or an Aristocrat or a Hellkite, and he'll be fine. But until that happens, he's probably going to not have many ways to deal damage.
Yeah, and that's all Ali wants. That's perfectly fine with Ali. He's just, you know, play his cards live for a few more turns and then play something that's just going to completely take over the game. There's Faith Mender. He does have that Lingering Souls, but he does not.
Still does not. A lot of his land does not have a buddy for the Rootbound Crag. So
yeah, of all the, he has every mana, but it's still like
everything still comes into
play tap. Joel on the back foot here. Not necessarily losing, but he doesn't appear to be winning, and that's what is bad for that deck. He's going to swing in with the Knight of Infamy for 3, and Ollie's going to take it and go to 4.
Yeah, and so that the awkward situation is that Ollie needs something to stop Knight of Infamy. He does his life gain that actually is, and okay, that will do. And that was a perfect draw from Ollie.
I think that was off the top.
Yeah, that.
So he's going to gain 10
saying
there.
That was good is understated.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
It was like a
draw.
miracle off the top. Thragtusk gains 5, doubled,
gains 10.
takes, ends up being 10. Ollie up to 14, and
now
Faith Mender's going to come over and come over and.
Wow. So a real good turn of Ollie manages to stabilize a timely drawn Detention Sphere followed by a timely drawn Thragtusk. It looks like he's going to be able to get this game. That's got to be so hard to watch from the zombie side of the battlefield. Like, this all goes according to plan, and then suddenly
you're just out of it.
Just out of it. Yeah.
It's just so rough. So he can't attack with Knight of Infamy.
And drawn Aristocrat. Good here. I don't know. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Okay, he's going to. He does still have some game because he can race here. The Ollie member can't. They both can deal 5s back and forth. The Vampire's Exalted, and the Thragtusk is a 5, and the Faith Mender can't gain life. So as the board stands, I believe Ollie has a Lingering Souls though.
He does. He's still holding a Lingering Souls, so that's going to put the brakes on the Vampire.
Yeah.
So Thragtusk coming over, and presumably knocks Joel to 18, and here we see Lingering Souls.
Ollie has to be careful not to play both halves of Lingering Souls here because Joel Paradee does play Thundermaw Hellkite.
Yes, and I think Ollie's very aware of that.
Yep. Likely he'll just use these Spirit Tokens to just chump one at a time.
Yep. Buy more time. Meanwhile, he's going to swing in with that Thragtusk and hopefully do enough damage to win the race. So Joel Paradee at 18.
He's
Ollie
actually,
at 11.
sorry, he's just dead to Thundermaw Hellkite. Not because, he can swing Hellkite, Aristocrat, Knight of Infamy if he draws it, and that's 11.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-of in Joel's deck, and a 2-of that wins. So
it's a pretty good card.
Outside of that, it's a really difficult board for Joel. A second Aristocrat doesn't really do very much because then when it stops exalting, the Lingering Soul tokens get such value. 1/1s are great against 4/1s, not so good against 5/2s.
So I'm imagining Joel does not have the Hellkite here.
Yeah, it seems.
with all this thinking. Either that, or if he has it, he doesn't realize it, and I don't think that's. I'm not putting him on that.
He's just really good at that.
I think I just think he doesn't have it. So.
Funny, there's still a Gravecrawler, I believe, in Joel's graveyard. No, for a zombies player, he has surprisingly few. He has a human, a knight, a vampire, and a demon in play. There's a devil. It's a demon, I think.
Probably a demon. So. There's Aristocrat, getting the Exalted trigger, or the Exalted bonus. And Ollie here with an opportunity to chump with the Lingering Souls, and Ollie trying to decide exactly. It looks like he has some sort of play here. He's not. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and put both Lingering Souls in front of the Aristocrat, forcing Joel to sacrifice a creature to make the Aristocrat indestructible, just to save his vampire. So. But he did seem to, he touched his lands quite a bit there. Seemed to have some sort of other line of play that he was considering. Did not go with that, whatever it was, and maybe we can get an idea of what it was when we see what's in his hand. Now, I got a glimpse, couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. So a little bit of updates on our other matches. This one's drawing close to a close as well. Despite being the overwhelming presence in top 8, So far, Paul Longo, the 1 seed, his zombies deck was defeated by Naya midrange, Patrick Shiflett. He will play the winner of this match. Cedric Williamson also defeated Lyle Rolfs. His Jund deck taking down a zombies deck.
Wow.
So the zombies decks really, despite having one in every matchup, may lose out all 4 in the top 8.
Yeah, our backup match was the Williamson match, I believe, and so
We'll likely try to get that one in top 4 tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
But congratulations to Patrick and Clark.
yeah. The other match still going on is Andrew Davis playing Blue White Flash
Against
over
the last
the
zombies
last
player,
zombies.
Danny
Well,
Goldstein.
the last one aside
Other
from
than
Joel.
yeah.
So Ali swings in with his Thragtusk and flashes back
looks-
the Lingering Souls.
Looks like he's drawn a Terminus, so, and there's the card, Thundermaw Hellkite, and that's lethal, I believe. Oh my, so that's 2, and if he just goes for it, that's yeah, that is exact, and that was the card he needed. There was the 2 he was going for. It's exactly 11.
Now, what does Ali have? Because he
has
has
nothing.
Terminus. Okay, I didn't know what he was touching
Wow.
his lands for. It seemed. Let me read this again to make sure.
Yeah,
it does
did
exactly.
that actually just get me? Oh, yes, I suppose it did. And on to Game 3, Joel Paradee,
Wow.
the lonely undefeated player still in the tournament,
with
hits
the card he
hits
needs.
the 2-outer, and they're gonna go to Game 3.
Wow, that was kind of.
That's one of those
It
games.
just swung back. It swung- yeah, it's just like-
I mean, we knew it. We commented on it before. I said, okay, well,
Yes, if he
this card
has.
actually is lethal. Al can't answer it. And remember, there are only 2 of it in Paradee's list, but as advertised, it was very lethal.
Yeah, and if you're Ali there, you have in your hand land Terminus and.
I mean,
and
you can't reasonably Terminus there either. If you
exactly,
Terminus,
that's
you
what I'm
lose to the
saying.
dragon
Like,
also.
what do you? You
You swing and Terminus. It'll be your 3/3 and Lingering Souls tokens against a dragon. That's not a good place to be.
Sure, but he at least he lives another turn. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say like if you're Ali there, you don't you will not reasonably Terminus. But if you did, he maybe lived another turn. It just doesn't seem like the right play. I think
Yeah.
Ali made the right play by not using Terminus.
But looking at his hand, it's like you look at it, and I think maybe he knows that he's dead to Thundermaw Hellkite, but
He's just got
you have to play that way.
exactly.
You are dead to it. That's
right.
okay.
I'm dead to that, and I have no answer for it. And I mean, I could Terminus here and live, but if he doesn't have the Thundermaw Hellkite, then I just Terminused away my board, which
Right.
actually had kind of pretty decent advantage. You saw the power there of Knight of Infamy, I think, because that being able to
Stop Rock's Faith Mender.
yeah, and then you wonder maybe Ali shouldn't have attacked with Thragtusk. I mean, I don't know. If
That's
seems-
not really a winning way either, though.
Yeah.
The problem is that even if he doesn't attack with Thragtusk, he's still in such a bad situation. Okay, so say he doesn't attack with Thragtusk, then he can block there. He goes to 2, has to Terminus, and now he's at 2 against a black-red zombies deck with no life gain left. Like
Yeah.
that's terrible too.
Yeah, there's not a good way for him. And we don't know
Right.
what his top card was, what he had coming up. But
Is he gonna find a Thragtusk before Joel finds a way to deal 2 damage?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, that doesn't seem likely. So
Yeah.
I don't really think Ali had another line of play there that would have put him in a good position. So I think he had to just play to the
Yep.
fact that his opponent might draw the Thundermaw.
He only has 2 Faith Menders, so that that was a mulligan to 6 on the draw for Ali. Made it very competitive. The Faith Mender is such an excellent card against black red zombies, and he was able to stick the second one. If you ever can stick the pair of them, it's just a nightmare for zombies.
Yeah, he didn't.
Thragtusk gain 20. Like,
He didn't have a lot to even really deal with his opponent's creatures there either. No, then again, he really doesn't have a lot anyway.
no, he doesn't have too much removal. Post board, that's like I said, he has boarded in. It looks like 1 tragic slip, probably 2.
Obviously boarded in the Faith Menders because we saw both of them. But yeah, the very little removal. It was he wasn't able to really.
All right. So there will tomorrow. So this is actually our last match. There will be a zombies deck in top 8. Danny Goldstein. He's actually playing Blood Artist zombies. Was able to win his match 2-1 over Andrew Davis, defeating Andrew Davis's blue-white flash deck. So on the other side of the bracket, we will have Jund midrange Clark Williamson versus Danny Goldstein playing black-red Blood Artist zombies. So the third person top 8, Patrick Shiflett, and he's awaiting the winner of this game.
Yeah, so it'll be Naya midrange against one of these guys. Ali on the play here.
All right, and yeah, on the play, I mean, I think you still have to like Ollie's deck here. this is clearly a close matchup. I think, you know, I'll give it to the guy who's on the play, but that's where I'd want to be here.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like Ali has to draw the right combination of cards, but then again, so does Joel to win. And
Yeah.
it sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but
Well, post board, Ali has a lot of really good combinations. You know, his deck I think really improves in the matchup.
and you're right. It was kind of a shaky 6. He kept like it was fine. He made it competitive, but he mulliganed, and his 6 wasn't stellar by any means.
Yeah, his first play was turn 3 Chromatic Lantern.
Yeah.
You know,
And
into
a
tragic
slip.
so okay,
Right,
not the worst, but you know, he really started the game at 9. Like he got all the way down to 9 before the game started. Both players keeping 7s.
Temple Garden for Ali.
Yeah, and Ali has a great that Farseek on the play, so strong for Ali. He as long as he doesn't flood out, I think that you know this is one of the better starts he can get.
And he draws a second copy of Lingering Souls. He already has one, drew a second one. There's the Farseek. He's going to find a Hallowed Fountain, I imagine, here. Or
Maybe some way to flash back the Lingering Souls if he doesn't have one in hand. He just wants something with black.
no, he's not going for Hallowed Fountain. He's going for...
What is his black? I think it's probably his black land.
Yeah, Overgrown Tomb, maybe? Does he...
Yeah, it's Blood Crypt.
A Blood Crypt, okay. So, blue, white, green, red, black. That's 5 colors.
Yeah.
And Joel, who presumably named zombies, otherwise he would not have
Yeah,
been able
me
to
cast
cast
the
that.
Phantasm. So, all right, you can expect it to be, you know, large cards to be serving up pretty quick. So Joel needs to have a good hand to compete with this on the draw.
So he's gonna knock Ali to 18 here. First blood, not surprisingly, goes to Joel. He's gonna play Guildgate, and he's gonna follow up with another 1-drop, and that is a Gravecrawler.
All right, so this is the kind of start Joel wants. It's not the triple 1-drop start, but it's close. A double 1-drop's pretty good if he's on the draw. So now the question is, what cards does Ali have? And what it looks like is he has a ton of Lingering Souls, which is good at buying time, but Ali needs to make sure, like, the thing is he doesn't have many ways to search for cards, and he has to find something that can close out the game.
Yeah, so there's the first half of the first Lingering Souls. We see a couple of spirits hanging out. They're gonna linger there until
Yeah, it makes Joel's attacks a little awkward. The souls can double block Diagraph Ghoul, and you know, like these Lingering Souls are really gonna slow down the game.
I think they're aptly named.
Yeah, they just kind of keep
Linger,
staying around.
Yeah, exactly. You deal with a couple of them, 2 more come back. So Joel now tanking on his play for the turn. As you mentioned, his attacks are a little awkward, and you can kind of see that on his face, where it's like, well, I got to attack. I can't just sit here with these zombies.
All right.
Still trying to decide what he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty pivotal turn in the game. The question is, like, how many, you know, will be, yeah, he's really not sure what to do attacks-wise. This is a pretty important point in the game. Knight of Infamy, just good.
Something.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Just swing Diagraph Ghoul. Now, there's a chance that, okay, good. He has a 3rd land and it's a Guildgate. My guess would be that he also has a Geralf's Messenger.
And that was the tanking.
The tanking was, you know, and he has another land and a Geralf's Messenger.
Sure.
Or something like that. Knight of Infamy will let the damage keep going regardless of how many Lingering Souls are on the battlefield, which is pretty good place to be right now.
Yeah, for sure. And then we see a Kessig Wolfron, I believe. Oh,
Yeah, that's just a colorless
Yeah,
land.
it's
Never
not doing
activating
anything.
That. Or maybe he will, but not at a relevant point.
And so we see Lingering Souls number 2.
What Ali's going to have to be afraid of is Thundermaw. Okay, remember, Ali doesn't really play counterspells, and Thundermaw is just so good here.
He doesn't play a single counterspell.
No.
There's not a counterspell in his deck.
So he's opting not to flash back another soul, so he's being a little hesitant on how much he wants to commit to the board. Though, I'm not sure why right now. Okay, never mind, he has Abrupt Decay in his hand. That's a very good reason why.
Yeah, he wants to use that on the Knight of Infamy. Probably, with Duress. So here,
see,
yeah, here we go, just
is
Abrupt
that
Decay.
gonna whiff? Let's see, he's gonna get Knight of Infamy, and We'll see if he got. Did he get anything?
Land and Gristlebrand.
No, nothing. So, with how many black?
I'm surprised Ali kept
I
Gristlebrand
was
in.
very surprised. I mean, what kind of land was it?
It was an overgrown tomb.
Okay, so Ollie's actually Gristlebrand is a Jillian black mana, as I
It's
recall.
like 4 black, I think. 4 black.
Yeah, it's either 4 or 3 or 4. No, I actually don't know because I never cast the darn thing.
Exactly. It's always out of the graveyard. It's 4.
All right,
Okay.
so Ollie is 3 black. If he plays all black lands up until turn 8, he'll be able to make a turn 8 Gristlebrand. But outside of that, what Joel is now safe knowing is that if Joel has something like a Thundermaw Hellkite in his hand, that card will probably win him the game. He just has to keep, the problem is that Ollie, what I'm surprised about here is that Ollie didn't want to try and race then, based on his hand. Make more Lingering Souls, attempt to race.
Well, as you said,
Yeah.
he didn't want to, he wanted to hold the Abrupt Decay for the Night of Infamy, so...
That's true. So,
that's
double
where we're
block
at.
and a slip's going to come down so that those don't even get to double block the Diagraph Ghoul. And we have another land into play tapped. So a pseudo Guildgate for Joel Paradee.
Yeah. It's a Dragon Skull Guildgate.
And I think we have detentions here, John, from Ollie. Ollie's doing a great job of not letting Joel do anything. He's gonna...
Did you want to read my
yeah, I think you
Gristlebrand?
wanted to read Gristlebrand. Sure, okay, here
There's
you
a
go.
little...
Gristlebrand.
Like, how are you
And
casting?
actually, okay, to be fair, he has drawn another black source from Cavern of Souls.
So there's the overgrown tree.
On his way. Seems to be Gristlebrand, I don't... The funny thing is that Joel probably boarded in Zealous Conscripts. I will just point that out. That is probably boarded in on Joel's side.
Oh my gosh, that could be ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, were that to happen, it'd be pretty good. It might not even. It'd probably be fine. It would probably still. I don't think as long as Ali left back some Lingering Souls blockers, it probably wouldn't even be good enough. But hilarious nonetheless.
Yeah. It would be very interesting to see it happen. So a couple more spirits join the fray, and
Gravecrawler's in swing. Trade with the spirit. Diagraph's still alive. Hey, look, drew a Gravecrawler. Land into play tapped.
Another summit.
And does he have another play?
No.
So Joel is still searching for a way to try and deal damage.
Now he could go Hellkite next turn. He's got he's got 5 lands.
Sure. Cavern, and we'll see. I really hope he just said Demon. And he did. The Cavern is on Demon. We are 1 land away from Grizzleboom coming down. Certainly not Ollie's primary strategy for winning the game. And he Wolf Run the Spirits. Looks like he Wolf Runs the Spirit token for 2. Leaving up Lingering Souls mana post combat. And Joel tanking here, which I mean is a pretty big tell on saying that he has a kill spell.
Well, this is Joel's turn, right?
No, we're on Ollie's attack.
I'm pretty sure it's Joel's turn because he untapped his summit.
Oh, okay. So wait. Okay. So we're blocking and pumping on the block. No. Sorry.
No, I
figured it out. All right. All right. And another Abrupt Decay is gonna be on. So he drew his second Abrupt Decay. Joel now with no threats left. Actually, Ollie with threat of Wolf Run Spirit tokens.
Yeah, he's
Is that Mountain into play tapped for Joel Paradee? I don't understand why the Mountain's tapped.
Are you sure that's Mountain? It has to be Blood Crypt.
Oh, okay. It's gotta be Blood Crypt. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's a Mountain too, but it's not a basic Mountain.
Yeah, it's Blood Crypt.
I don't think anybody puts their basics into play tap by mistake.
Yeah, I was trying to read it. All right, fair enough. So, Ollie
appears to... Okay, Rock's Faithmender and Flashback
He's drawn
Lingering
the
Souls.
Faithmender. I think that puts Ollie ahead again. Joel, this is a game that's going pretty well for him, but he's really flooding.
Draws...
I think it's Hellkite.
I mean, Hellkite's nice here. It doesn't end the game like it did last game.
It's so good here, though.
Oh, sure.
It's
sure.
because Ollie just flashback his final Lingering Souls. Hellkite's a windmill slam if he has it. And I believe it's what he drew.
Yeah, I didn't get a peek. You think it was wishful thinking? Maybe you were just thinking.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe it's
for Hellkite,
Hellrider,
so that's what
in
you
which
saw.
case it's terrible. But
Hellrider's so bad.
Right here, it's really bad
so
here.
Bad. It's Tall Room Minotaur, right? And it's Hellrider.
Okay, all right.
I have to look up Tall Room Minotaurs to make sure I'm making that correct
Yeah,
reference.
so Hellrider not doing anything that.
That's what I thought.
The thing is that he can't really even compete with the just wolf running spirit tokens at him.
And yes,
we're in a familiar place where the game has really come down to, can Joel Paradee top deck a Thundermaw Hellkite?
and yes, Hellrider is a tall room Minotaur with an
Alright.
additional ability. So.
1, 2, 3. Oh my! And that's that series of draws. First drawing Faith Mender, then drawing Frag Tusk, is
So
so
gross.
gross.
Oh, Drag Tusk after Rock Faith Mender.
I think it's fair to say that there's a certain point in this game where we could have drawn a line. I think after that line, Ali's draws were slightly better than Joel's.
Yeah, it seems that way. But that's what Lingering Souls does. It's just there to buy him time.
Right,
Meanwhile, he's attacking.
I
right?
mean, to be fair, was it Joel? Joel now on 8 lands in play.
That's true. If Joel able to cast Gristlebrand before Ali, that seems a little bad.
Yeah, Joel, 8 lands in play, and Faith Hunter into Thragtusk. Thundermaw Hellkite's no longer an out.
And it's a nice 3-for-1.
Sure. Cool,
Yeah.
I guess if he...
I say 3-for-1, yet how many cards did he use to get to his Lingering Souls?
Bonfire on 3.
Oh yeah, that'll be something here.
That's not... Okay, alright. Bonfire on 3 is pretty good. Ali will drop to 23. Thragtusk turns into a 3-3. Rocks Faith Mender. Nothing.
Yeah,
still
just
in play.
still gonna hang out.
Yeah, the bigger issue is that...
Gristlebrand gains 14 on his lifelink, is that...
Yeah. Juiceman would gain 14 if we play it. Let's see. So if you look at Ali's deck, to actually cast Gristlebrand, he has 1 isolated chapel.
Oh, he's just played an untapped Black Source.
He just
yeah, swing with
untapped
Beast.
Black Source is very wow.
Yeah, I wonder what he's headed for. So Rock's Faith Mender and Beast coming over.
And from Joel, I don't want to throw up there. Like really, we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know if Joel sees that Gristlebrand.
Oh,
right
God, oh, okay. That's a big old life link.
I don't even. I was like, I am not getting Gristlebrand.
No, not on camera. Fine, you got it. So Ali Aintrazi is 5-color machine, heads on to the top 4, and will battle tomorrow morning.